So the screen's going to be black. Thank you, Dad. All righty, good morning to you. Welcome to Champion Chevrolet. We're glad you're here, and I'm glad I'm on the air finally. So, again, thanks to Jeremiah and the folks making this go from Appalachia Digital. And we're here again. We're at Champion Chevrolet on this Thursday. We got, what, 3 dates in here. We're going to be here today, going to be here tonight for the Champion 5-Star Football Preview Show, and then also tomorrow, going to be right back in here again, kicking off a big weekend of high school sports and college sports and pro sports. So all that's going on. Of course, we are here, and the big story coming out of the break, we will come back and tell you about the unfolding by the minute Rick Pitino story and the FBI probe and the college basketball and Adidas. And I was telling Tim Covenant before we went on air that this is going to get big, as Andy or as Barney told Andy. This is big, 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 big. And so this is going to mushroom, and there's going to be a lot of folks go down for this as a result of this too. So. Thank you, Jeremiah. I appreciate you. I don't know why. Preview screen was black, which meant I don't think I was on the air, so we're on the air. So, one of those mysteries of, tell you what, you want to test somebody's patience, have a guy that's used to 8 tracks and cassettes, put him into an MP3 world, and all these gadgetry and all these buttons and knobs. But anyway, 6:03 is our show. Coming up later on, we're going to hear from Sean Witten, head football coach of Elizabethton, talking about his off week, but also the Tennessee Vikings, and then what do you do in an off week and get ready for the stretch run of his regular season. Also, Science Hill head football coach Stacy Carter is going to join us. They got a big tussle tomorrow night down in Knoxville against the 4th-ranked Farragut Admirals. Science Hill and Farragut both undefeated and both in the top 10 of the state. In high school football, we'll talk to Coach Carter. Andy Dietrich is going to join us coming up here in a few minutes. We're inside the studio, inside the showroom here at Champion Chevrolet, so we're very excited about being here. We'll take our first break, come right back, and we're going to jump in here and get right with it and talk about this ever unfolding sad state of affairs. You know, I was thinking about this morning. Most of the sports we talk about now has nothing to do with what goes on the court or on the field. It's always this off the field. Here's, of course, the Florida football players earlier in the week talked about that. Here's the big story about Rick Pitino, and now Bruce Pearl's involved, and it's snowballing and mushrooming almost by the hour here. So, kind of sad commentary that we talk about everything but what we should be talking about. That's the X's and O's of a particular sport. So we're going to try to keep that in focus here today on the show. Major League Baseball got some folks clinching, got some folks getting ready. We know for postseason playoffs getting ready to start next week. We know pretty clear picture since yesterday who's going to be in the postseason of Major League Baseball. So all that coming up. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross, and so our verse for the day is out of the book of Joshua. It says, "I will never leave you nor forsake you. I have engraved you on the palms of my hands." This is the same hands that went up on the cross and had the spikes put through those hands for you and I. He says, "I have engraved you wherever you are. If you've accepted him as your Lord and Savior, I've engraved you on the palms of my hands." How about that? So that is the verse of the day out of the book of Joshua. It's pretty strong stuff, folks. "I will never leave you nor forsake you. I have engraved you." Engraving means imprinted, stamped you on the palm of my hands. Good stuff. Quick break. We'll come right back. We'll jump in and we'll talk about Rick Pitino and the Louisville Cardinals. He's out of a job right now, as is the athletic directors. We'll talk all about that next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Show number 603, live inside the studio, inside the showroom at Champion Chevrolet. I'm Tom Taylor, and you are
Dave Angie.
And we got coming up, it's a really cool, every Thursday, it's the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show. Get you ready for high school and college football every week. Every Thursday, you're going to be covering what for us?
Be looking at the Big East Conference.
Ooh, that would be Dobbinsman, Science Hill, and all those great football teams in that conference. Doug Fritz will be giving you the rest of the high school football picture every week. Then we got colleges covered. Who are we going to be covering?
We got ETSU. We have Tennessee. We have Virginia Tech.
All those. Carmichael's will be along to give us the big 5 games every week because it is a 5-star football preview show. So hope you'll join us every Thursday right here in the showroom at Champion Chevrolet. Dave and I will be co-hosting the Champion Chevrolet 5-star football preview. And then on top of all that, we're going to have a picking panel where you're going to match us against you and you against us, and I can't wait because they don't have a chance. You're going to go up against us. We're going to pick against you for some really cool prizes, and they don't have a chance, do they?
No chance at all. It's going to be fun times.
Oh, yeah. Putting toe to what?
Toe to the leather, man.
Toe to the leather,
Ready
man.
to go.
Ready to go. Can't wait. Again, join us every Thursday right here. It's a Maiden Voyage Cool Show, co-hosted by Dave Angie and myself. It's the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview coming up every Thursday right here from Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City. Can't wait to see you on the show. Our buddy Dave Angie is going to be here with us. Of course, we'll hear from Doug Fritz talking about the high school football matchups. Dave Angie will give you the Region 1 6A previews, none bigger, of course, than one down in Knoxville tomorrow night between Science Hill and Knox Farragut. Also, we'll hear from Joe Avento giving us a preview of the Bucks on the road at Furman on Saturday. Also, Chris McCall, going to have him on, of course, talking about probably one of the biggest games in college football. Not only in the ACC, but in college football, period. Clemson and Boston College on Saturday. Chris will be previewing that for us. Kevin Harmon will be previewing the Tennessee-Georgia game. So lots going on. That's at 6 o'clock tonight, right here and only here, as a matter of fact. Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. Again, we're on the road live inside the studio, inside the showroom here at Champion Chevrolet. So here we go. Let's jump in and go. Rick Pitino could not survive another scandal as an angry interim president of University of Louisville, placed the head coach and his boss, his athletic director, Tom Jurek, on administrative leave amid a nationwide federal bribery investigation that has rocked the sport of college basketball. President Greg Postel's decision comes after the school acknowledged on Tuesday that the men's program is part of a federal investigation into alleged bribery of recruits. The 65-year-old coach Pitino was not named in the indictment that had resulted in the arrest of 10 people, including 4 assistant coaches at other schools and an executive for the Adidas tennis shoe company. He didn't stop with Pitino. He also sidelined the athletic director, Tom Jurek, putting him on paid administrative leave. And though Pitino is officially out of a job, he was placed on unpaid leave. The coach's attorney, Steve Pence, says he's effectively been fired by the University of Louisville. Cardinals have been a winner under Pitino, who has a 416-win, 143-loss record over 16 years at Louisville, including a 2013 NCAA championship, but there have been continuing off-the-court issues. Jurek, who's been with the school for nearly 20 years, has always supported Pitino through many embarrassing transgressions. Here's the latest. Federal prosecutors say at least 3 top high school basketball recruits were promised payments of as much as $150,000 using money supplied by Adidas tennis shoe company. Where's the parents? Where is somebody to come up and say, whoa, this is not right? Didn't do it, obviously. To attend 2 universities sponsored by the athletic shoe company. Court papers didn't name the schools but contain enough information to make sure one of those was Louisville and the other was University of Miami in Florida. So now Miami and Louisville's in the crosshairs of the FBI, this federal investigation. It goes, by the way, from California to Auburn. The assistant coaches charged include Chuck Person of Auburn on the staff of Bruce Pearl. So now Bruce is pulled into this. Emmanuel Richardson of Arizona, Tony Bland of Southern California, and Lamont Evans of Oklahoma State. Person and Evans have been suspended, and Bland was placed on administrative leave. Pitino's the first head coach to be disciplined, and his previous NCAA troubles apparently played a role in him being placed on leave. So now Louisville's looking for replacements, and so replacements that they are for the departed Rick Pitino. Some of the names being thrown around: Tom Crean, the former coach at Indiana, Chris Mooney at Richmond, Mitch Henderson at the University of Princeton, Bob McKillop Davidson out of the Southern Conference. Some of these guys are some of the names being batted around to replace Rick Pitino, who's no longer, at least for the time being, the coach for the Louisville Cardinal basketball team. Well, another head coach suffered the same fate in the aftermath of the FBI's world-rattling investigation into bribery and fraud in college basketball. Another coach has been caught in the middle, Auburn's Bruce Pearl. Auburn assistant Chuck Person was charged with corruption and bribery crimes Tuesday morning by authorities and suspended without pay by Auburn later in the day for his role in the scheme. Person is the only Auburn employee named in the FBI case. Auburn has hired attorney with Lightfoot Franklin, a White law firm, in an effort to independently review its men's basketball program. This story has created a smear on college basketball for Bruce Pearl specifically. It's an undesirable and uncomfortable affiliation to have. He's the only head coach connected to a school tied to the FBI investigation who also has a history with NCAA violations. Of course, Pearl was dealt a 3-year show cause penalty in 2011 by the NCAA after it was discovered he lied to investigators and tried to conspire to get others to lie as well about then recruit Aaron Kraft attending a cookout at Pearl's home while he was coach, of course, at Tennessee. Pearl's not been named in the FBI's case. A source close to the situation has said that Pearl has not been contacted by the FBI as of yesterday, and that Pearl's not in fear of losing his job, but his name is tied into this very interesting situation. I don't know if interesting is the right word or adjective to use or not, but Rick Pitino, again, out as the head basketball coach at Louisville. Of course, they start playing October 30th as the first game, so Rick's out. Here's my question. All these fingers in the pot, where are the parents? And you say, well, Tom, it's big money being thrown at them. Okay, but what's right is to somebody blow the whistle, and they didn't. At least 3 top high school recruits were promised payments of as much as $150,000, which in essence how this goes is Adidas, the tennis shoe company, has exclusive sponsorship of these schools, and so they wear their shoes, wear their product, whether it's Nike, whether it's Adidas, whatever the company is. In this case, it's Adidas, and what they've done was gone to these high school basketball recruits and said, hey, if you go over and play one of our Adidas schools, don't look, here's a suitcase or here's a briefcase or here's something full of money to make sure you sign to play basketball at a school that has our tennis shoes. So it's all about the wins, all about the money. Of course, the kid in the middle of all this is 6'7" Brian Bowen. The freshman has yet to play a game with the Cardinals. He has been temporarily suspended from all this as well. So he has been put on the shelf as the basketball coach at the University of Louisville. So it just continues to unfold. And now we've got attorneys being picked up by this Bowen kid. We've got attorneys picked up by Bruce Pearl. We've got attorneys picked up, obviously, by Rick Pitino. I mean, it goes on and on here. And so this is far-reaching. The tentacles of this scandal, it's no telling where it's going to end up because all these assistant coaches, so you're talking Louisville, Auburn, Arizona, Southern Cal, Oklahoma State. There's 5 right there. You got to know there's going to be more because when the heat comes on, the rats start coming out of the woodpile, and so there'll be folks pointing fingers here, I guarantee it. I don't think it's going to go, well, I know it's not going to go away, and it's not going to be a hush-hush situation. So I guess before we go to the break here, my thought process is, as I said earlier, where are the parents in all this? Where are the folks that should have stepped up, the guardians, whether it's grandmothers, fathers, mamas, whoever? Where are these people to step up and say, this is not what we want to do. This is not good, and we got to do something about it. So that's my question about all this. Where are the folks that should have stepped up and blown the whistle? I mean, first off, it's all about an integrity issue or lack thereof. But again, of course, you're going to say, well, if you had a kid and they're waving $150,000 at you, you wouldn't say anything either. Yeah, I would too. It's not right. So, and you got to know, you reap that which you sow. It's in the book. Or what goes around comes around, any way you want to look at it. So anyway, the controversy continues to swirl. It ain't going away. And so Pitino's the first one to take the fall. You may see other coaches. The assistant coaches have already been, Chuck Person has been, and Evans have been suspended. Person's at Auburn. Evans is at Oklahoma State. Person and Evans have been suspended. Bland at Southern Cal has been placed on administrative leave. So stay tuned. It ain't going away, I can tell you that. Well, we're going away and come right back. And when we do, we're going to be joined by the co-owner of this fine establishment. We're inside the studio, inside the showroom at Champion Chevrolet, and one of the co-owners, Andy Dietrich, joins us next here on the 603rd edition of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Chevy Truck Month, Take 2 at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. The savings and selection of over 600 new Chevys to choose from are at an all-time high. 1500 All-Star Crew, $11,000 off. 1715 All-Star Double Cab, $10,000 off. 18 Equinox LT, $5,000 off. 17 Traction Traverse, $5,000 off. Shop us online 24/7 and remember our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game. Birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back at the Tom Taylor Sports Show, there he is. Look, his arms are crossed. He's ready. He's excited because he's getting ready to take off and
Woo!
yeah, have a big time. So
Here we go.
we're joined by, why don't you come a little? Cletus got on me last week. He said, "I built this big wide thing and we still see the edge." I got lectured a little bit by Cletus, so you can turn. There you go. Turn in. Cletus got.
We got to make some adjustments to Cletus's studio
Cletus?
inside the showroom at Champion Chevrolet.
Yeah, now Chris McCall came right out last week and said, "You better give credit to Mr. Bird, because Mr. Bird was involved in this." So I'm not sure to what capacity, but Chris was involved. But Cletus really was kind of the brains behind this operation, right?
Well, he's the brains.
Period.
On everything.
Cletus has PVC pipe, zip ties, Gorilla Glue, and he's on.
Yeah,
Give him
and
a
they're
concept.
clear zip ties too. It looks like the signs are levitating behind us.
It's like clouds.
Yeah.
We're up in the clouds. Inside the studio.
Inside
the showroom.
the-
at Champion Chevrolet.
The multi-million-dollar studio we built
I
for you,
love it, man. I love coming over
just
here.
for you,
I know, and I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. Look here.
and it permanently stays up here.
Oh, does it really?
People come by here and they're like, "What goes on over there?" I said, "That's where the famous Tom Taylor
I need to
does
have a
his
little
radio."
sign puts in here when people come to this room and say, "Hey, Tom Taylor Sports Show's here." Everything.
Maybe we could just get a life-size cutout of you and stick it right here.
Yeah, stick it be the key word. There you go. We've been informed that Kristen is going to be on the show a little bit later on.
I wouldn't hold your breath,
And I'm
but
excited.
I heard her say that, but
Yeah. She's working on-
busy. She's got a customer right
She's
now,
got
so
3 of them. She said she's working on 3 deals at once. So that's a good thing.
I don't want to get your viewers too upset if she doesn't.
Come on.
But it's not because she doesn't like everyone out there in the social media world, but she's busy selling cars.
Sure, that comes first. I get that.
Yeah, I know it hurts your feelings sometimes
A little bit.
when you got the beast and then you have the beauty come on.
Beast is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
He's right here. So we have the picking panel, and I want to get that up here because we're going to do that.
Well,
in just a
it's
second.
probably good. I really educated Tim on which ones he should pick
Yes, you
because I
did.
did so well this past weekend.
Yep. You went 5 for 5. Tim went 9 for 10.
Woo!
So he smoked it. Let's see. I'm writing these down. So while I'm doing this, go ahead, my friend, and tell us a little about Champion, and we'll get into sports.
Well, Champion Chevrolet, we don't ever say this. We're located on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. We always talk about the internet and everything else, but if you want to actually come see the cars and meet us and get a salesperson to help you or get service work done on your car or order parts, we're right here at 3606 Bristol Highway in Johnson City on the Big Bad Motor Mile. We've got Nissan on one side of us and Kia on the other, but Chevrolet Cadillac's right here in the middle. Another way to find us, if you know where the Harley-Davidson store is on the Bristol Highway, we're 2 lots up from it. So we're very easy to find. If you're coming from Bristol, Kingsport, or Johnson City, we got a 4-lane right out front. Very accessible, lots of room. Pull in here, see us, check us out.
It's all good. Have big time. So, are you ready for the picking battle?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. All right, here we go. Now, last week, we go ahead and Tim smoked him 2 weeks in a row because Tim came over and said, I've kicked him multiple weeks. So, he's into this big time. Well, he's not over there right now. I don't know where he's at.
He went to go get his hair cut, but there's not much to cut. So, you would think
he'd be gone long.
You'd think he'd be in and out in about 3 minutes. They're like, just snip, okay, there you go. He's not here to look at me from over there and give me a dirty look or throw a stapler at me.
No. Can he go? Is he pretty fluent with the phone?
Well, he doesn't have Facebook personally, so
well,
he
doesn't know what you're saying. He won't.
No, he won't.
He'll have to hear it from somebody to rat you out when they get back in here.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Here's our 5 college picks first. The picking panel, this is between and I think we'll get Christian this week, but it's definitely between Andy and Tim. Georgia, Tennessee. Who do you like there on Saturday?
I'm going to pick Georgia.
Taking Georgia. All right. Clemson at Virginia Tech on Saturday
Tim
night.
can't call which ones he's going to pick. I heard him yell, I'll get Clemson. I'm picking Clemson to win.
All right. East Tennessee State at Furman.
Furman is supposedly got a really good team, but the Bucks are on a roll, especially after last week. I'm going to pick the Bucks.
Going with the Bucks. Go Bucks. Had Michael White on yesterday, sports information director. We were Chick-fil-A, and they're all revved up to get down to Furman and play a very
Are
good
you
football
broadcasting live on Twitter? Or you just put that you're on Facebook Live? Because it's funny, right when we were talking about Tim, my phone buzzed and says Tim Copenhaver shared a tweet with you. I wonder if he's...
I am on Twitter, yes.
We're broadcasting live?
I don't know about that. I have no clue. I'd have to talk to Jeremiah.
Well, he may whoop me when he comes back.
You all check the tweet and just let it go. Yeah, let's go ahead and see what he says. Southern Cal at Washington State. What do you think about that one?
I'm going to say Washington State.
Okay. And then the last college pick is Mississippi State at Auburn.
I'm going to say Auburn.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, it's just something from the Johnson City Press he sent me.
Okay.
I'm not in trouble.
So
we can keep talking about him.
Bernie's biscuits. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, high school picks, Dobbins, Bennett at Bearden. I think you're going to probably go with the Indians, correct?
Yep, I'm going to go Big DB.
Science Hill at Farragut tomorrow night.
I'm going to say Science Hill.
Going with Science Hill. Daniel Boone at Morristown East.
I'm going to say Morristown East.
All right. And we've got Unicoi County at Chucky Doak tomorrow night.
I'm going to say Unicoi County.
Right. And then last one was Hampton at Sullivan North.
I'm going to say Hampton.
Hampton. All right. There's our picks. He took Georgia, Clemson, East Tennessee State, Washington State, Auburn, and college, high school. Andy took Dobbins Bennett, Science Hill, Morristown East, Unicoi County, and Hampton. So there you go. Now, your take on this basketball scandal. What do you think? I think this thing's going to blow up.
You talking about with Rick Pitino
and 5 other schools now.
There's a lot of stuff that I've always heard about, but it's never come to light. If they really open Pandora's box, they may find a bunch of stuff, and not just those 1 to 5 schools. I'd say a lot of them do it because they're all fighting for the same players. The big schools are, and they've got to find ways to get their attention and bring them to play for them and give them a good reason. And they may do extraordinary things sometimes to get them there.
See, here's my problem with it. As I said before you got over here, I mean, the whole thing stems from these kids. 3 top high school recruits promised payments of as much as $150,000 using money supplied to them by Adidas to attend universities that are sponsored by the shoe company. So, where are the parents? Where does somebody step up and go, time out, there's something
It's
way
just
wrong
money for laundry and books, Tom.
I'm sorry.
And
So
food.
So they can buy one of those little refrigerators for the dorm.
Yes,
And a little
Roman
microwave.
noodles. I mean, they've got to eat. They need money.
Roman noodles at 30 cents a pack, $150,000 worth of Roman noodles. Anyway, so
That's my take on it.
I
It's
understand.
it's laundry money. They got to do
money,
laundry.
soap money, soap powder
You
money,
know.
and Roman noodle money.
Yeah.
150,000. Okay.
How about this Sensabaugh thing? Came out this week, made front page. John C. Press. He
Yep.
was, where he's, a coach now in the Washington County schools. He was complaining that the Washington County facilities are not up to par educational wise, like the city. And I think he sort of started a firestorm with the new superintendent. But what I guess, they're getting ready to have the most state-of-the-art school. It's being built now off Boones Creek Road there in Highland Church Road, and so they're going to be maybe even light years ahead with it comes to educational facilities, and they're building a bunch of ball fields out there too. I mean it's I don't know. He went to Dobbins Bennett, and he saw good facilities, and I guess he's sort of not used to what he's seen, and so he's been very vocal.
Well,
And I can see both sides.
and I think in an article, I'd have to go back and reread it, but I'm pretty sure that Dan Eldridge, the mayor, said that they are in the process of getting ready to do some renovations at the school where he was at. I believe it was Jonesboro Middle. So he said, we're in process of fixing it up. We're getting ready to build a new school. We're trying to upgrade our facilities across the county. We see the need. So, I read through the article. It's like, well, why didn't you come to me and talk to me first? Because, we are doing these things here. We got things in place to we know the problem. We're working on a solution. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes as well.
Yep.
Excuse me. The other question would be, what happens if Adidas is doing this? You got to figure, I'm making an assumption, but what's the possibility that Nike or some of these other
Oh gosh.
Under Armour, some
I'm
of these
sure
other
they are.
folks,
I'm sure they
there
are.
you go. So this is going to go just not with Adidas.
I mean, they send me checks all the time.
me too, to where,
When I was playing badminton in college, they sent me many a check, and
what
just
were you wearing of theirs?
just
I want to know.
they in badminton we had to wear these longer, like looks like it's like a skirt, and we had to wear these high top
Socks,
Adidas shoes
old shoes, high top shoes, Adidas
to
shoes.
play badminton in,
Yeah.
and they would send me checks to wear those.
Yeah. And to also get Roman noodles.
Yes,
soap
and
powder.
laundry money.
And
Yes,
soap powder in college. So
that's how I survived. I barely got through there with if I didn't have that money.
I was into Little Debbie snack cakes and Pop Tarts. Ate a lot of those back in the day in college.
Domino's.
Domino's. Didn't do the Roman noodles much. A lot of soup. But man had to do what he had to do. So Adidas can be in trouble. I still say when it's all said and done, someone's going to say, wait a minute. Because they're in competition with these kids, so I would have to think that these
Oh,
other
gosh,
companies
yeah.
are going to be after them too. And it's going to come out to them too. Nike, Under Armour, what's another?
How can Adidas get in trouble though?
How can they get in
I
trouble?
mean, I guess they get in trouble where they don't.
well, they're
if-
paying checks to a
Right, but
to
what?
an athlete.
Who slaps their wrist?
Oh no, that's a good point. Who slaps theirs? I don't know.
I mean, they could run the risk of losing, all these teams that wear their jerseys. But if Nike gets in trouble and Adidas gets in trouble,
Would that be a Federal
Who-
Trade Commission problem?
who's going to clothe these athletes?
Yeah. As I said, this thing's going to blow up. It's going to get big. It's going to take a lot of folks down. It's going to mushroom. And this is not as I told Andy before we went on air, this is not the NCAA. This is the FBI. This is a federal deal. So when the feds get involved, it's usually an interesting scenario to say the least. But be looking for Nike, Under Armour. These guys, nothing's been said about it, but you have to understand that if Andy Dietrich is a hot rod badminton player and all these people are trumping for his services to come to their school, and Adidas said, okay, if you come over there, we're going to give you money to wear my shoes and my skirt, well, then you got to figure that they're in competition with somebody, because all these other schools, Nike has their own schools. You see, Tennessee's a Nike school, right? Now, Adidas.
They were Adidas. They've been Adidas forever. I guess they're still Adidas.
No, they switched.
Did they switch?
Yeah, maybe went to Under Armour, Nike, but so all these athletes, you got to figure if Adidas is out there throwing money at them, it's competition. So I'm not going to be too surprised if these other companies come out and find out that they're doing it too. So there's
probably a lot of shady stuff. I don't even know if you want to find out about it.
No,
because it is. So they make it so competitive.
Yep, and the NCAA is involved, obviously, but bigger than that, this is the feds, the FBI, as I've said. So
they came sniffing around when I was having that badminton deal when I was in college.
Well, he had a titanium badminton racket. Everybody else had wood.
And luckily, I hid stuff well enough. They never did
under his bed.
Yeah, they never did find it under the Roman noodle packages. They never looked under there. So,
well, rumor has it he had one of those storage places off campus that had his boxes stacked to the ceiling of Roman noodles.
Yeah,
he's went and got them when he needed them. So this guy.
I was a dealer of Roman noodles.
They called him Noodles.
Yeah, and they looked into that because I wasn't charging tax on that, selling that to other students.
Noodles Dietrich is what they called him.
Yeah,
and so they would call.
He lost his noodles.
What? I've never had Roman. Are they flavored?
Yeah.
So what are some of the flavors of Roman noodles?
Oh, you can get them spicy, and you can get them chicken flavored, and cheese flavored.
So these guys would call them, give me 3 cheeses and.
I was the man to see because I had the
Noodles Dietrich.
Because I had the big time sponsorship from Adidas playing badminton.
Yeah, titanium badminton racket. Everybody else had wood. This guy had the real deal.
Yep.
Had the best shoes you could have, and the skirt that you wore that had a big A right here on the front of it.
Yeah.
So, and everybody thought it was for Andy.
It was awesome.
It was awesome, Andy. Hey.
Yeah.
We're pretty good. Just winging as we go. It's good stuff. We're talking to Andy Dietrich. Coming up top of the hour, Sean Witten joins us, the head football coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones. The picking panel's in. He's got his down. You can do yours. As we get ready to talk champion, let me go to the screen. Let me show you where you can do the picking panel as well tonight. Boom, by midnight tonight. This our winner, and I forgot to put that in last night. Jerry McNeil out of Elizabethton. So Eugene out of Greenville, Tracy out of Kingsport, Tony out of Watauga, and now Jerry out of Elizabethton. And so you have until midnight tonight to go to the website right there, TomTaylorSports.com/football, and then you will pick the 5 college and 5 high school games just like Andy did, and good luck. So
and I'm a winner.
Winner chicken.
My own mind.
Winner Roman dinner.
Yeah.
It's not chicken dinner. It's Roman dinner. Noodles.
Tim's going to get trounced this week.
Now, does Tim know about your checkered past?
No. It would ruin things between us.
You maybe get suspended too.
Yeah, I better not.
Unpaid leave.
I better just keep that between you and I and everybody out there.
Under the radar.
Yeah.
Don't know a thing.
I bet people wonder if they sit around and talk about what they're going to talk about before they get on. No.
We just wing it.
We just fly by night.
You just got it, yeah. Kristen's coming on a little bit later on too. And Cletus said he's going to come on. I'm kind of excited. Cletus does a really good job.
Well, he's probably busy putting something together over there.
He's over putting together deals. It's a busy morning in here. A lot of traffic here on the lot.
He would have made a good engineer if he wasn't in the car business. Because, he engineered the studio.
I like it. You really do like this, don't you?
I do like it.
I've had a lot.
That's why we don't take it down. We leave it.
We have lots of compliments too about this. Mm-hmm. Seriously.
That's why I thought, everybody else where you go throughout the week, all these other businesses, they're going I want a studio in my business for Tom.
Yeah.
It's coming.
It is.
It's
kind of like this investigation. It's going to mushroom.
I wanted to be the first, and by golly, we blew it out. And we've got, they've got big shoes to just jump in if they're going to try to compete with this here.
You got it.
They have the kind of facility that you have here.
Air conditioned.
Technology.
Yeah.
You got a studio with a view.
Mm-hmm. 4-sided glasses, like I'm on top of a big high rise. I got 4-sided
$100,000 cars right in front of you.
Corvette sitting right here, beautiful.
Yeah.
Cherry red convertible. Talk about that one, would you please? While you do that, let's just do this. While you talk about that Corvette, let's just show it here in the showroom. How about that? Whoa! Check that baby out.
It's fast. It's going to get a speeding ticket just sitting there.
Look at that. That is gorgeous.
But that is a Grand Sport Corvette, and Grand Sports are they first they make a Stingray, then the Grand Sport, and Z06, and so the Grand Sport's the middle of the road package, but it's their number one selling Corvette because they put a lot of things on to make it look like the most expensive Z06. So that white one over there that's in the middle of the showroom, that's a Z06. So there's a lot of similarities with the ground effects and the wing on the back of it that make it look just like a Z06, but it's a lot less expensive. So it is just a hot car. That one is actually convertible, so the top folds all the way back into it and hides. The rest of these Corvettes that are sitting out here, that's sort of like the old-timey T-top. The top is hard, and you can unsnap it, and it comes off in one piece, and you can sit it in the back. So you pop the trunk and lay it down inside of it, so you can have a convertible that way as well.
It's awesome. That's the Corvette. One of the things about here, Champion Chevrolet, we're winding this thing down. It would be October the 1st in here on Sunday, so you got the last couple of days to save for the month of September. And what are some of the specials that you want to pass on to us?
$5,000 off remaining 2017 Traverses, $12,000 off remaining 2017 Crew Cab All-Stars, $11,000 off Double Cab 4x4 All-Stars, got $5,000 off select 2017 Trax, $5,500 off select 2017 Malibus, almost 150 used vehicles, which over 90% of them are local trade-ins. I've got, we still have about 650 new cars sitting on the lot, almost 150 used. I've got something for everybody. Used trucks, used vans, used SUVs, used small cars, used fast cars, whatever you're looking for. And you can see it all on www.championjc.com. We're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can chat. You can get pre-approved for financing. You can look at our parts inventory, order parts, order accessories, schedule service. It's a one-stop shop.
What's been moving this week?
Well, gosh, last night, the last three things that sold were 3 brand new Silverados. So trucks. And we were always been, you pull in here, what you mostly see in the middle there are trucks, but trucks, we are in the truck market here. That's why we sell so many and have such good deals. The $12,000 off the Crew Cab All-Stars and $11,000 off the Double Cab All-Stars. But not in love with any of them. 18s are slowly pushing their way in. Got to get rid of the 17s and make room out of here on this lot. This lot's big, but it's full. And I need to make room for what's coming in out back.
Yeah, because out back's there. We got to bring them up front.
Yes.
Here's a question. What is the most popular color? I've always wanted that. If you had to go across the board, typically when folks come in there and pick the colors, is it red, is it yellow, is it white, is it, what would you think it would be? Silver? What's the most?
It's probably a tie 3. It's red, black, and white are still. But it's funny, when I first started in the car business, picking up cigarette butts and washing cars down at Anderson Ford on Lindgard driving Kingsport. That was in the early to mid 90s. And you know what the most popular car color was then in the early to mid 90s? I was doing Ford then.
Silver?
Nope. That forest green.
Really? Kelly green, forest green.
And it's not that way now. I mean, we've got some. I'm looking straight out there. There's a green Equinox right down there. We still have green, but it's not like it used to be. It's we still sell a few. You've got yellow ones out here. We've got. We used to have pink. They made a pink Spark, and we used it in a lot of the cancer walkathons and things like that. We would take it to that because it fit in great, but they did not make it pink anymore. It was an option, but we still have yellows and greens and some other few wild colors. There's a burnt orange Equinox out there, but yeah, it's red, white, and black are still. That's red car, white car,
and a black car.
Yep. Well, that's more charcoal gray, but gray's hot. Gray's hot too, but
they're all hot here. Champion Chevrolet, #1 Chevy dealer in the state. Nobody from way up in the corner of Mountain City, way out yonder to Memphis, sells more Chevys, the bow ties.
Yep, over 10 years we've been here, and we've sold more new Chevrolets than anyone in the state over the 10 years. So
There you go.
How do they do that?
Bell. How did they do that? All right. Quick break. We'll come back and talk to Sean Whitten, head football coach Elizabeth. They got some baseball to take a look at. So
this badminton champion's going back to his desk.
Titanium racket.
And if Kristen
Noodles.
dumps you again, I will come over and fill her spot.
If Kristen dumps me again, we broke up. The ring's
Y'all are
I'm right here. See this?
done.
Ring.
Done like dinner.
If she dumps me today, the ring is coming off and the relationship is busted.
Do I need to get a hanky or anything?
No, let's
just
wait
in
and see
case?
what happens. Let's
Okay.
see if I think she understands the urgency, not the what's that song Elton John sang, "Don't Go Breaking My Heart." So I think she understands the urgency to be here today. So
I'll hold my breath.
all right. So you picked Georgia, Clemson, East Tennessee State, Washington State, and Auburn. You still sticking? You wavering?
No, I know that's going to crush Tim. That's all that, yeah.
And you took Dobbins, Minute, Science Hill, Morristown East, Unicoi County, and Hampton. You get us all those?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll see. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. That's our man, Andy Dietrich, co-owner of Champion Chevrolet. We'll talk Sean Whitten, head football coach Elizabeth, the next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's Chevy Truck Month, take two at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. The savings and selection of over 600 new Chevys to choose from are at an all-time high. 1500 All-Star Crew, $11,000 off. 1715 All-Star Double Cab, $10,000 off. 18 Equinox LT, $5,000 off. 17 Traction Traverse, $5,000 off. Shop us online 24/7 and remember our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology has just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're live again at Champion Chevrolet, inside the studio, inside the showroom at Champion. Nobody sells more Chevys from Mountain City to Memphis than Champion Chevrolet. Let's go to the phone. He's there, our buddy Sean Witten, the head football coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Hey, Tom, how's it going? Thanks for having me again.
Yes, sir. I love having you on. This guy is top shelf in my book, and let's go back and talk about it. We'll get into the off week here in a second, but again, by the way, go to the Facebook page. You can watch us. We had a 25-minute show yesterday we recorded with highlights, the Sean Witten Coaches Show. You can watch all that here on the Facebook page at Tom Taylor Sports Show or the Tom Taylor Sports Show, so check that out. But, Coach, let's talk about it. 35-16, big win last Friday night. Kind of give us a recap in your mind of the big win over Tennessee High at the Stone Castle.
Well, it's a big rival game, Tom. You know, it's a big game for us over the last 5 years. You know, just 6 games into the season, both teams, you know, really need to win and you know, set yourself up for the last 4 regular season conference games. And, you know, just anytime you go to Stone Castle, those guys are going to be tough. And, you know, the coaching staff's good, and they had a good game plan against us. Kids played hard. You know, we're fortunate to get up 21-0. You know, we overcame some adversity throughout the course of the game. You know, we were 8-11 on third down. You know, we had we converted on a 1st and 25. We converted on a 3rd and 11. We converted even on a 1st and 40 and a 2nd and 30. So, you know, we found a way to win. We found some things about ourselves, and we had some individuals that stepped up and played really well. You know, obviously, you know, third play of the game, Corey Russell goes, you know, about 70 yards. You know, unfortunately, they called him to stepped out of bounds. You know, we were able to punch that in, and then, you know, he obviously had a big day. And then, you know, the senior wide receiver, Ryan Wetzel, you know, continued to shine bright, you know, down towards the red zone. And he ended up having, you know, a big day, 9 catches and several touchdowns. And then, you know, Carter Effort was real efficient, you know. So we continue to have some individuals play well, and it was a big win for us. And, you know, going into the open week, you know, it's always good to come out with a win, and it makes things a lot easier as you get some downtime and some rest time.
Cujo defensively, Cujo had a big night for the Cyclones at Tennessee High. So did Vance, and so did Nestor Grubb. So he had kids on the other side of the football played well. In fact, you said on your coach's show that you felt like this was a complete victory, and from the standpoint of offense did well, defense did well, and special teams and kicking had a big night too.
Well, it just seems like the last couple of weeks, you know, since the Daniel Boone game, the homecoming game versus Ranger, and then Tennessee High game, you know, it's been more of complete team effort. You know, early in the season, we had individuals stepping up and playing really well. You know, the first game of the season, good signs. Hill, you know, our defensive line and linebackers played really well. You know, now we're starting to get in the groove of their passing game. You know, we've had a week ago, homecoming, Evan Perkins had 2 touchdowns, you know, and then, you know, against Tennessee High, Ryan had, you know, multiple touchdowns. So we had a big 3rd down catch by Zach Hartley on the 1st and 40, you know, to get us closed in on there. And, you know, honestly, you know, I just think our offensive line is being more consistent too. You know, anytime Corey can rush over, you know, 150-some yards rushing, you know, your offensive line's got to do well. So we had some individuals play well in the front. You know, I thought Garrett Kennedy and Stuart Gass, our tackles, really set the tempo for us on the offensive line. And then, you know, it's just, you know, it's so much better when it's a total team effort, you know. And of course you got individuals who play big, you know. Cujo's an animal on the defense front. He's always tough to block, but you got guys that are doing the other dirty work too. And that's Jared Grimes stepping on the defensive line. It's Chandler Mullins who got his nose broke in the game. That's Joseph Collins is playing with a sprained knee Friday night. So our kids are just busting their tail for us, Tom. I really like where our team's at. I love the effort we're getting. Sure, you'd love to be a little bit more polished and eliminate the penalties, but, you know, we're not turning the football over. You know, we're playing solid on special teams. You know, we forced a couple turnovers against Tennessee High, and that shows signs of being a good football team. And, you know, one of the things that has always has happened here, Tom, and in my tenure here in 11 years, is our teams get better as the season goes along. Our teams get better as the quarters go along, and, you know, we feel like we start settling down in our positions. Our kids start to take ownership in their positions, and they, you know, they're starting to get more comfortable.
We're talking to Sean Whitten, again, the head football coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones. Coach, got an open week this week. Is this good timing? Would you rather have another part of the season? Do you like the fact that you've got 5 under your belt and you've got 5 more going, or 6 under your belt? You got 4 more coming up. Is this a good time to have an open day in the middle of the season?
Well, it is, Tom. And, the way we got set up, we just, between playing open up the schedule with 6A team and, 2 5A teams through there, and then, the way it's been so hot too, Tom, the weather's played a big role just in your practice schedule and in your Friday games. You got a lot of guys playing a lot of minutes and a lot of plays, and, as much as you got to get them to practice hard and keep the physicality going. But, we've got some guys that have been banged up, and you think about it, Tom, even preseason, preseason goes 6 weeks before your first football game, and, we scrimmage Morristown West, we scrimmage Union, Virginia over at the Big Stone Gap, and then we also scrimmage Dobbins Bennett. So, not only already played 6 games, but, you played 3 preseason games, and, it's just tough all the way around. You got 2 days in the summer, so we've been going at it for about 12 weeks. And so I think our kids are well deserving of a little bit of a downtime. We try to do some conditioning. We got them in the weight room yesterday, some of our big linemen, and then we went out and made a few corrections from our skill guy standpoint. So, we like where we're at. Our kids are really bought into the football team. We're really starting to gel. We're really starting to play with a lot of energy. We're getting off to some great starts. I mean, anytime you go up, 21-0 against Tennessee High, you're doing something well. We started the game off, Tom, with a 13-play drive, converted a 4th and 3 on the 7-yard line. We went for it. Our second series of the game, we had a 19-play drive. We converted 3 big third downs. We had a 3rd and 11 and 3rd and 8. And then we also, to score our third possession, we had another 13-play drive. So, big kudos to our football team. And a guy like Cade Hensley continues to kick the ball well. We got very special people. With Parker Hughes as a freshman is still getting a lot of reps. And, a big catch by our sophomore receiver, Zach Hartley. So it's great to see. We got Cameron Trim got a big catch and some carries. The Austin Outland got some carries in the game, and I thought Carter did a good job of running the offense and made some big runs as well. So, we like where we're at. We obviously want to close out the season really well, and this gives us a chance to get stronger and clean up some things and try to make a run. But the biggest thing, Tom, you want to be playing good football this time of the year. And if you're not playing good football, you're not going to have you're not going to have a great postseason. So clean some things up, get fresh, get ourselves ready to go, and then, like you mentioned yesterday, we got some unfinished business.
Unfinished business, absolutely. Of course, you look at the conference race. Cyclones off this week. They're on the top in the catbird seat with Sullivan South. It's 2-0. Justin Hilton's doing a great job getting that program turned back around at South. So here's the schedule this week. Of course, again, out of fairness, Elizabethton South at 2-0, Greenville 1-0, East 1-1, Central 0-1, and Granger and Union County at 0-2. Tomorrow night's schedule: Greenville at Sullivan Central, Sullivan East at Granger, and Union County will be at Sullivan South, the Battle of the Rebels. So, Coach, you look at the conference race, the second half of the season, you play the 2 teams that you're right there in the battle with. You've got Greenville coming up in a couple of weeks. Then right after that, you got Sullivan South. So you've got a pretty tough schedule in the second half of the season in the conference.
Well, the biggest thing, Tom, is, in order to compete against those teams and give yourself a chance, you got to have your best people. And I think that's what this open week's going to do for us, too, especially playing those 2 teams physical back-to-back. Obviously, Coach Bauer is probably one of the better coaches in the state. They're extremely physical. They've already beat 3 6A football teams, but, a lot of their football is won between the trenches. Same with Sullivan South. They're just, a season ago, they're 2-8. Here they are, at the halfway point and at the top of the conference. So, like you said, just give great kudos to those coaches and those programs. And we've had some great barn burners against Sullivan South, so it's good for our league, too, to have 3 strong teams like this. And when you're not playing each other, you're supporting those teams because you want them to do well. You want our conference to do well. And, much respect for, Coach Ballard and what those guys have done and their accomplishments. And they're well deserving of it, to be number 1 team in 4A. And, obviously, the change of coaching change over at Sullivan South. Justin Hill doing a great job, new energy, new focus, and getting Sullivan South back to, the way we should be. So just exciting. It's, got to close out the season really well. But you got to have your best people on the field, Tom, if you're going to be successful. And we feel like we got some good guys. We're just continuing to strive to continue to get some depth, and we got some guys that are really working hard and really proud of our football team. And we talked about it a lot yesterday, Tom. Just you mentioned Tyson Vance is coming on. He had a big interception against Daniel Boone. Ryan Wessel. Guys have been in the program for a long time. Our two guards, Cameron Harris and Luke Holly, guys been in the program for 3 years. Now it's their chance to go. Joseph Collins, like we mentioned, playing with a knee sprain, and Chandler Bowens gets his nose broke on the second series of the game and continues to bite his tail off. And so it's great to see. And then the ones you need to play well. We need Cameron Coleman to play well. We know Corey's going to play well. We need Carter to play well, but when you get in those big games against Greenville and South, it kind of comes down to those role player guys. It's Adam Cornett. It's Evan Perkins catching the ball. It's, like we mentioned, Zach Hartley catching the ball. It's our offensive tackles, Big Garrett Jennings coming on and playing well. Who's the guy, when you got your 6'6", 307, we need to be able to run the ball behind you, especially in crucial situations. So, we're fortunate we got great coaches, Tom. They're working their tails off for me. They're making good adjustments, great decisions. Anytime you can hold Tennessee high under 200 yards total offense, it's really good there. So we need to clean up our penalties and stay fresh and get ready to go.
Before I let you go, again, we're talking to Sean Whitten. As a school, 374 victories. Of course, Coach Whitten in his 10th season, 92-67 as his coaching record at Elizabethton. Coach, talking about folks and closing it out, Tuesday we'll be bringing the Duggar-Vance football game at Citizens Bank Stadium. And I know you were tickled because Duggar had a big win earlier in the week in Johnson City here in Johnson against Libertyville. Tell me about that.
Well, they've only lost one game, and it was an early preseason game against Knox Fulton, and they play those guys extremely well. But right now they're undefeated in the conference. Had a big win versus Liberty Bell Tuesday, and they close out the season next Tuesday night in the Citizens Bank Stadium, like you mentioned, against Vance. Opportunity to go undefeated and win the conference. Right now they're tied, and if they win it out, they got a chance to be undefeated. I think it's the first time. Our middle schools competed again for conference championships. They've tied for the conference championships, but a chance to go undefeated, that's not happened since probably 1992 or 93. So it's, great respect for those guys up there working extremely hard and just love watching those guys play even middle school. So we hope our Cycle Nation, and I know our football team, I told them, our kids are going to be out there and supporting those guys as they take the field, and it's just awesome. So, having some big things turn out here, and our Betsy Band performed in Neyland Stadium Saturday, and it's probably them in Oak Ridge was probably the most exciting thing that took place, Saturday at the game. So, but it's great, it's a great food, and the weather turns, and we get some football weather coming up, and we're excited about it. So, as long as whether it's high school football, middle school football, Betsy Band, we got a lot of great things happening here at Elizabeth High School.
You got it. And in fact, one of the cool things, we were talking about this yesterday off air when we recorded the show, Elizabethton is the third highest graduation rate in the state last year. 99.5% of the senior class at Elizabethton graduated. That's the third best in the state, the entire state of Tennessee, which is a lot of high schools. And that's off the field. That's something to be very proud of with Elizabethton High School.
Well, it is. And, it just, you want to do things the right way on and off the field. And, we got great people put in the administration. Our principal, Josh Boatman, worked for me for 8 years, and now he's a principal. We got great people in the athletic department. We got great people making decisions on the Hill, and we're trying to make this thing a total team effort. It's not about one person or one individual or one sports club or one teacher. It's about collectively making a difference. So we just we're headed in the right direction. I don't know if there's a place where the football coach and band director gets along as good as me and Perry Elliott do. So there's a lot of good things happening here, and there's a great community to be a part of. And right across the street, we just opened up a new Dairy Queen, so we got some guys going over and get some good blizzards, and so we're just fortunate. We're blessed, and especially when so much going on in the world today. You want to put things out there where you can be proud of, and proud of our football team and our kids, proud of our band, proud of the middle school team, proud of the coaches, proud of the teachers and the students for, excelling in the classroom, on and off the field, and, hopefully there's more good to come.
Great visit, my friend. Thank you as always. Go Cyclones. I love you, man. Talk to you soon, all right?
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yep, great guy right there, I tell you. Like that man right there, Sean Witten. I don't know if you're supposed to tell a grown man you love him or not, but I appreciate what he's doing. I'm around his program over there, and this guy does good things. And we're going to, in fact, next week when we tape our show, what we're going to talk about is the assistant coaches. I mean, you've got a Coach Pearson, one of the top math teachers in the state, Coach Ogg that teaches driver's ed, comes back in the evenings. I was told when kids can't necessarily do it during the day, but he'll come back at night, and does come back at night and teach driver's ed in the evening to the students on his time. So those are some of the things they do at Elizabeth. And so good stuff. Appreciate him very much. And again, thanks, Sean Witten, checking in with us. Coming up later in the show, we're going to be joined by another great head football coach here in the region, Stacy Carter, head coach of the Scienceville Hilltoppers. He's got himself a barn burner tomorrow night down at Farragut. We're going to run down all the high school games coming up here. In fact, we can do that right now. Here's the schedule for tomorrow night. Science Hill at Farragut. Dobbins Minute of Bearden, Jefferson County and Hardin Valley. Tim's got to do his picks. Tim's back. He's got to do his picks in a moment. Daniel Boone and Morristown East. Cherokee at Cock County tomorrow night. Tennessee High will go to volunteer to battle the Falcons in the Region 1 4A classification. Greenville at Sullivan Central. Sullivan East at Granger, and Union County at Sullivan South. Claiborne to Johnson County tomorrow night. Unicoi County, the Blue Devils at Chucky Doak. Big ball game there between them and the Black Knights. Knox Grace will be at Happy Valley. North Green at West Green. You have Jellicoe in Hancock County. Hampton at Sullivan North. Cosby tomorrow night will be at South Green to battle the Rebels. And Cloudland at Unaka. Those are the games in Tennessee for this week. And then, of course, in high school football in Virginia, let's go ahead and run those down for you, too. That would be Castlewood at Northwood, East Side at J.I. Burton. Gate City tomorrow night will play at Ridgeview. Morristown West will cross the state line and play at Union. Pineville, Kentucky playing host to Thomas Walker. Abington hosting Wise Central. And open dates tomorrow night, John Battle, Rye Cove, Twin Springs, and Wise Central. We'll take a quick break, come right back. We'll jump in and take a look at Major League Baseball. Much more solidified who's playing where in postseason since yesterday. We'll tell you all about that as we take a break, come right back. Show number 603 from Champion Chevrolet. Inside the studio, inside the showroom at Champion Chevrolet. You're watching, listening to the Tom Taylor Sports Show, brought to you by Grip Energy Drink.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad-spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
I'm Tom Taylor, and you are
Dave Angie.
And we got coming up, it's a really cool, every Thursday, it's the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show. Get you ready for high school and college football every week. Every Thursday, you're going to be covering what for us?
Be looking at the Big East Conference.
Ooh, that would be Dobbinsville, Science Hill, and all those great football teams in that conference. Doug Fritz will be giving you the rest of the high school football picture every week. Then we got colleges covered. Who are we going to be covering?
We got ETSU. We have Tennessee. We have Virginia Tech.
All those. Carmichael's will be along to give us the big 5 games every week because it is a 5-star football preview show. So hope you'll join us every Thursday right here in the showroom at Champion Chevrolet. Dave and I will be co-hosting the Champion Chevrolet 5-star football preview. And then on top of all that, we're going to have a picking panel where you're going to match us against you and you against us, and I can't wait because they don't have a chance. You're going to go up against us. We're going to pick against you for some really cool prizes, and they don't have a chance, do they?
No chance at all. It's going to be fun times.
Oh, yeah. Putting toe to what?
Toe to the leather, man.
Toe to the leather,
Ready
man.
to go.
Ready to go. Can't wait. Again, join us every Thursday right here. It's a Maiden Voyage Cool Show, co-hosted by Dave Angie and myself. It's the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview coming up every Thursday right here from Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City. Can't wait to see you on the show. Who I'm picking. I said, okay, who we got? He said, Georgia, Tennessee. He's got Georgia. Clemson, Virginia Tech. Tim took, who went 9 for 10 last week, 9 out of 10, so you can ride with him on this one. Clemson, Virginia Tech, he took Clemson. East Tennessee State at Furman, Tim took the Buccaneers. Southern Cal at Washington State, Tim took Southern Cal. And Mississippi State at Auburn, and Tim took the Bulldogs in Mississippi State. In the high school polls, he took Dobbins-Minter to beat Bearden. He took Science Hill to beat Farragut. We're going to talk to Stacy Carter coming up at the top of the hour. He took Daniel Boone to beat Morristown East on the road. Tim took Chucky Doak, and he took Sullivan, the National League and the American League, and in Major League Baseball as a whole. So let's see. The Cubs will play their final 4 regular season games without meaning now. They've punched the ticket. They're in. They're locked into the number 2 versus the number 3 NLDS, when they'll travel to D.C. to face the Nationals on Game 1 on Friday. So that one's been set. It'll be the Cubs in Washington. And so that's pretty much been nailed down. And so Chicago wins it, and they will open up on the road in Washington next Friday, a week from tomorrow, to get it started for postseason Major League Baseball. So that's one has been decided for sure for the Major League Baseball postseason playoffs. So there you go. NFL football tonight, Thursday night game, Lambeau Field, the Packers and the Bears. All right. We'll take a quick break, come right back. We'll jump in and talk about a little NBA and some college football and some NBA basketball. LeBron's a happy camper. Why? Well, one of his old buddies, he's re-signed him to play basketball for the Cavaliers, and LeBron's a happy camper for now. We'll tell you who it is, what that's all about, and also Tim Tebow in the news. We'll talk about that along with Chipper Jones and who else? Warwick Dunn. All 3 of those guys are in the news. We'll tell you why, because it involves the state of Florida. We'll have that for you next year as we roll on show number 603 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, brought to you by Grip Energy Drink. We got a whole box full of Grip Energy drink. Here's one right here, the lemon lime, and it is awesome. The lemon lime, natural flavors and colors, gluten-free, vegan, 125 milligrams of caffeine per bottle. So again, you don't get that buzz and don't get the energy crash where you get up on the high and drop off. You also have the other one. It's the not brand new, but fairly new, the sugar-free Grip orange drink, which is awesome. These are sold at food cities all over the place. Get a Grip. Again, our great sponsor from the title show, and you see on the side here, Grip Energy Drink, and our great sponsor here, the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we'll talk NBA and college football coming up next. Top of the hour, don't forget, we will have, as promised, Stacy Carter, the head football coach of the Science-O Hilltoppers, will join us at the top of the hour talking Hilltopper football and the Knox Farragut Admirals, their big opponent tomorrow night. Both are ranked in the state, both undefeated in 6A football, and as Tim said, he's probably right. For all intents and purposes, should be for the conference championship, although other schools would say, not so fast. But big ball game tomorrow night with lots of ramifications. Again, the new playoff, the new format's the old format. Top 4 teams go in each division or each class. Top 2 are at home. 3 and 4 will travel. So the 1 and 2s will be 3 and 4. The 1 and 2s in this particular region will play the 3 and 4s in this region. So 1s and 2s stay home, 3s and 4s travel. So tomorrow night, a huge football game for Science Hill and for the Farragut Admirals. We'll talk about that and more coming up here from inside the studio, inside the showroom from the Cletus Green engineered studio here at Champion Chevrolet.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed. One heart at a time. Learn more at FCA.org.
It's Chevy Truck Month, Take 2 at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. The savings and selection of over 600 new Chevys to choose from are at an all-time high. 1500 All-Star Crew, $11,000 off. 1715 All-Star Double Cab, $10,000 off. 18 Equinox LT, $5,000 off. 17 Traction Traverse, $5,000 off. Shop us online 24/7 and remember our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
I'm Tom Taylor. You are
Dave Angie.
And we got coming up, it's a really cool, every Thursday, it's the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show. Get you ready for high school and college football every week. Every Thursday, you're going to be covering what for us?
Be looking at the Big East Conference.
Ooh, that would be Dobbinsville, Sciencefield, and all those great football teams in that conference. Doug Fritz will be giving you the rest of the high school football picture every week. Then we got colleges covered. Who are we going to be covering?
We got ETSU. We have Tennessee. We have Virginia Tech.
All those. Carmichael's will be along to give us the big 5 games every week because it is a 5-star football preview show. So hope you'll join us every Thursday right here in the showroom of Champion Chevrolet. Dave and I will be co-hosting the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star football preview. And then on top of all that, we're going to have a picking panel where you're going to match us against you and you against us, and I can't wait because they don't have a chance. You're going to go up against us. We're going to pick against you for some really cool prizes, and they don't have a chance, do they?
No chance at all. It's going to be fun times.
Oh, yeah. Putting toe to what?
Toe to the leather, man.
Toe to the leather,
Ready
man.
to go.
Ready to go. Can't wait. Again, join us every Thursday right here. It's a Maiden Voyage Cool Show, co-hosted by Dave Angie and myself. It's the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview coming up every Thursday right here from Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City. Can't wait to see you on the show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here with the ratio. It goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. I want you to look right here. I want to look at the brain trust at this facility. Andy's not here. Look right here. I'm going to turn the camera around. There's Peg. Hey, Peg. There's Chris. Going to be on our show tonight. And there's my man. How'd he do that? And then, the other one, he took off. He's gone. So Yeah. Trooper Bob. So anyway, we're here inside the studio, inside the showroom. Your guys, Tim Tebow. Tebow's going into the Florida Sports Hall of Fame November the 8th, along with Chipper Jones and Warwick Dunn. So Tim Tebow won the Heisman as a sophomore. Do you know this? You knew this. The only guy that ever won a Heisman as a sophomore, Tim Tebow. Awesome. Tebow's? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. And he did it.
His mom got killed when he was a young man, and he used to go buy houses when he was a pro ball player for these people.
For people who didn't have homes. Yeah. And then Deshaun Watson, what he did, we were just talking about this off there, where Deshaun went and gave his, first check to 3 different people, I should say. He split it up and gave it to the folks who lost everything down in Texas because of Harvey. And Deshaun Watson went and said, here's my first paycheck. I'm going to divvy it up to you 3. So that's the kind of, and Tim's right, that's the kind of folks we should be talking about instead of the knuckleheads, the people doing good stuff that never gets the proper credit. Of course, we have Tim, did you know there was a scandal with Andy back in the day? Andy, should I go ahead and say it? We've talked about it when Tim was gone about about the Roman noodles and the badminton team. Oh, I love coming over here. This is good stuff. Anyway, Mr. Dietrich back in the day apparently took product Roman noodles when he was on the badminton team, and he had a titanium badminton racket, and everybody else had a wood. So as a result of that, they called him Noodles because he was passing out boxes of Roman noodles to his fellow college classmates. So we call Roman noodles. I love it. All right, we're here. Let me run down a couple of different things. Peyton Manning says thanks, but no thanks. He has ruled out a bid for the United States Senate seat being vacated by the retiring Bob Corker. Peyton Manning says absolutely no interest in politics. He says thanks, but no thanks. Baseball, the Miami Marlins are Derek Jeter's problem now because they have given full approval for Major League owners to a unanimous approval to the sale of the franchise with Jeffrey Loria to an investment group led by Derek Jeter and Bruce Sherman. The deal needed 75% approval. A signed $1.2 billion agreement was submitted to Major League Baseball to sell the Marlins to the team led by Bruce Sherman and Derek Jeter. That has been approved, so that is now final. They are now the proud owners of the Miami Marlins baseball team. What else going on in sports? Let's run down the college football schedule. Let's talk about pro basketball as we promised here a few minutes ago. LeBron's happy because Dwayne Wade, his old teammate down in Miami, signing a $1 year, $2.3 million deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers, reuniting him with his teammate who went on to win 2 championships and went to 4 NBA finals. Wade's deal was finalized quickly after he cleared waivers, which he had to do after getting a buyout from the Bulls over the weekend. So Dwayne Wade is now a Cleveland Cavalier, 1 year, $2.3 million deal, reuniting him with his old teammate, LeBron James. All right, college football. Let's run down the Southeastern Conference. Who's playing where this weekend? Alphabetically, Alabama will be hosting Ole Miss. Arkansas hosting New Mexico State. Auburn goes home to Mississippi State. Florida hosting Vanderbilt. Georgia, of course, in Tennessee to battle the Big Orange. Kentucky hosting Eastern Michigan. LSU home to Troy this week. You have, Missouri with an open date. South Carolina goes to College Station to battle the Aggies of Texas A&M. Tennessee, as we said, at Georgia, and Vanderbilt, as we said, at Florida. That's the SEC schedule for this week. Let's take a look at top 25 college football. A couple of games tomorrow night. 14th ranked Miami, the Hurricanes will be at Duke. 5th ranked Southern Cal, that's on the pick and pound of this week. 5th ranked Southern Cal at number 16 Washington State. Both 4-0, both playing, of course, that game tomorrow night in Washington. On Saturday, 10th ranked Wisconsin hosting Nebraska. 18th ranked South Florida will be at Eastern Carolina. Vanderbilt at number 21 Florida at noon on Saturday in the Swamp. Indiana will go to the land of the Nittany Lions and play 4th ranked Penn State. That'll be a 3:30 kickoff. Georgia at Tennessee. That's at 3:30. Murray State will go to number 17 Louisville and take on the Cardinals with this controversy and everything in and around the basketball program. I'm sure they're looking for a distraction. That would be a football game at home on Saturday against Murray State. 22nd ranked Notre Dame hosting Miami of Ohio. 24th ranked Mississippi State plays at number 13 Auburn. You have number 25 LSU. The LSU Bayou Bengals will be hosting Troy on Saturday evening. Ohio State, the Buckeyes at 3-1, traveling to a 1-3 Rutgers team on Saturday in the Big Ten. Number 2 Clemson at number 12 Virginia Tech. The Tigers and the Hokies both 4-0. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff on Saturday night at Lane Stadium. 6th ranked Washington will be at Oregon State. Washington 4-0. Oregon State at 1-3. 15th ranked Oklahoma State. The Cowboys will be on the road at unranked but 3-0 Texas Tech. Red Raiders hosting Oklahoma State. Ole Miss will be at Alabama. Ole Miss 2-1. The Crimson Tide, number 1 of the country at 4-0. Northern Illinois will take on 19th ranked San Diego State. That's coming up again, as we said, for the top 25 college football. Rest of the ACC, you have Pitt hosting Rice, North Carolina, Georgia Tech, NC State hosting Syracuse. It'll be Boston College non-conference game against Central Michigan. And Florida State, the Seminoles, will be on a 3:30 kickoff in Winston-Salem against the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. In the Southern Conference, Wofford's your number 1 team right now. The Citadel in Western Carolina 1-0. The Bucks at 1-1. Furman at 0-1 in the conference, 1-3 overall. Furman has been outscored 121-115. The Bucks have been outscored 116-92, but a 2-2 football team. On Saturday, the Bucks will be at Furman on a 1 o'clock kickoff. The Citadel will be at Samford. VMI at Mercer, Western Carolina at Chattanooga, and Wofford will take a non-conference game into Presbyterian to battle the Blue Hose at a 7 o'clock kickoff there on Saturday evening for Wofford. So, again, East Tennessee State at Furman, the Citadel at Samford, VMI at Mercer, Western Carolina at Chattanooga, and Wofford will play at Presbyterian. That's your Southern Conference schedule for this week. Tom Taylor Sports Show, thanks for being with us. We're live again at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City. Again, the 2017 Camaros save $4,200. 22.7 is what you will come in here for, and you're going to save over $4,200 on a 2017 Camaro. Got to get them out of here. The 18s are rolling in. The 2017 Chevy Spark, saving $3,000 on those. Also, the 2017 Impala LTs, 22% off the sticker. You're going to come in and save almost $8,000 right off the top for a 2017 Impala LT. And also, you have the 2017 Traverses, saving $6,000 off a four-door 2017 Traverse. Again, saving $5,000 off that. All this you can check out at championjc.com. You can stop by here on the Bristol Highway Motor Mile in Johnson City, or you can give them a call, 282-2121. But the best way to do it, I guess, if you can't be here in person, is to come and check them out on the internet 24/7 at championjc.com. Tim Arnold and Mike Cole and Tim Copenhaver and Andy Dietrich and Charlie Birchfield, Bob Bay, Stephanie Broadwater, Kristen Martin, some of the folks, Cletus Green. Oh, gosh, it goes on. Tom Powers, Jay Hayes, David Palmer, Marshall Jobe, Glenn Taylor, Brian Wilder, Lloyd Fleener, Chris McCall. Those are some of the folks here. And let's see, you have Randy and also Tom Powers, and we mentioned Jay Hayes, making up the staff here again at Champion Chevrolet, championjc.com. Also, don't forget, if you're interested, we would encourage you to get your tickets for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Generosity for the Generation, coming up on Tuesday, October the 17th at 6:30, the Holiday Inn in Johnson City. Brittany Ezell, the head basketball coach of the Lady Bucks of East Tennessee State, will be the guest speaker, along with testimonials from local athletes and coaches. All this coming up again on Tuesday, October the 17th, again, as you see, at the Holiday Inn in Johnson City, and I'm going to do a very good job holding it up. Brittany Ezell, the head coach of the Lady Bucks of East Tennessee State, is the guest speaker for that event coming up in a couple of weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a great night. We had the privilege of being the speaker there last year. It's a fun evening, and it's all good. So we would encourage you to please consider getting your tickets and being a part of that, again, for the show, not the show, but for the event coming up, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Banquet. annual banquet coming up on the 17th here in Johnson City at the Holiday Inn. Brittany Zell is the guest speaker. We'll take a quick break, come right back. Stacy Carter is going to join us at the top of the hour, the head football coach of the Science Hill Hilltoppers. We'll take a quick break, come right back. You are watching and listening show number 603 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at FCA.org.
It's Chevy Truck Month, Take 2 at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. The savings and selection of over 600 new Chevys to choose from are at an all-time high. 1500 All-Star Crew, $11,000 off. 1715 All-Star Double Cab, $10,000 off. 18 Equinox LT, $5,000 off. 17 Traction Traverse, $5,000 off. Shop us online 24/7 and remember our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
We're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Coming up top of the hour again, Stacy Carter joins us, head football coach of the Science Hill Hilltoppers. Hey, don't forget, coming up tonight, the Champion 5-Star Football Preview Show. We're loaded for bear. Joe Avento is going to preview the East Tennessee State Furman game. Chris McCall will be along to preview the Biggie up in Blacksburg on Saturday evening. The Hokies and the Clemson Tigers, of course, that's a biggie. Kevin Harmon will preview later on tonight from between 6 and 8. We go in-depth on these previews, too. These guys do their homework. We'll have for you the Tennessee-Georgia preview with Kevin Harmon. Doug Fritz with the high school football picks and the previews of all the big games. And, of course, Dave Angia, co-host of the show, will zero in on the Region 1 6A games. Got some good ones there. Dobbins, Winter Beard, and, of course, the biggie, Science Hill, Farragut. So all that coming up 6 o'clock tonight right here on the Tom Daly Sports Show. We record this show, by the way, and you can go back and watch it. And, of course, it's current through tomorrow night when the games get started around the region. So good stuff, and we appreciate all these guys. Carmichael will not be with us tonight. He'll join us tomorrow here at the show. We'll be back here tomorrow at Champion Chevrolet. Do want you to take a look at the picking panel because it is right here. Boom. TomTaylorSports.com/football. We, again, Jerry McNeil, our 4th week winner from Elizabethton, Tennessee. So we have Greenville, Kingsport, Watauga, and Elizabethton winners so far. It may be you this week. All you got to do is go to this website, my website, TomTaylorSports.com/football. Picking panel, we just want the winning teams. We're not into points. The winning teams, your name, first name, last name, your town you're from, and your email address. If you win, we can get a hold of you. So that's coming up. And then also, Monday, we're going to be taking the show to West Virginia. And Monday, we will be there, and we'll pull names Monday for the winners to go see next weekend's racing at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Drive for the Cure 300 on Saturday a week. The Bank of America 500 Sunday a week. On October the 8th, go to TomTaylorSports.com/contest. Good luck. And we're going to make some folks happy campers to send you to Charlotte Motor Speedway to watch the racing next weekend. Speaking of NASCAR, the last racing we had at Dover a year ago, Martin Truex Jr. won the race. Also in the Truck Series, it was Daniel Suarez, and the Xfinity Series, Suarez. Truck Series was Tyler Reddick. So we get ready to go racing again coming up this weekend at Dover, the Monster Mile. Who's hot and who's not right now? Kyle Larson pushing eventual race winner Kyle Busch on the final restart. His car was running with the leader late, and a testament to the number 42 team, which improved the Chevrolet all day long. We like talking about them bow ties. Kyle Larson, one of the hot drivers heading off to Dover. Also, Matt Kenseth, one of 3 winless drivers to make the playoffs. His 3rd place showing lifted him to number 6 in the standings. A great day for the number 20 team. A couple of guys who aren't hot right now, Kurt Busch, again, caught a bad break Sunday. His teammates spun in front of him at the end of stage 2, and Busch drilled the number 4 hard enough to end his day and finish 37th. He's got to win at Dover to advance, no question about that. And then Casey Kane running inside the top 15. Kane brought out a caution flag on lap 262 where he couldn't get down pit road and slowed to a stop on the track. He was held on pit road for the infraction and ultimately had to go to the garage for mechanical issues. So these guys, again, struggling on the bubble. This is the last race in the first round, and they cut it down from the field of 16 down to the field of 12. On the bubble right now, Chase Elliott, he is in 9th place. Kevin Harvick, 10th place. Jimmy McMurray, 11th. And then Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is 12th. On the cutoff right now, the final 4, if you stopped it today, Austin Dillon, Ryan Newman, Kurt Busch, and Casey Kane would be out as far as advancing to the next round of the playoffs. Now, the beauty of that is, and that is the beauty, is because if you get a win, it solves all your problems. And so you look at what's going on for the next round of the playoffs. And it's going to be the Apache Warrior 400 coming up at Dover, 140,000 seat with a 1 mile over at the Monster Mile in Dover, Delaware. So that's a good opportunity for these guys to get healthy and get things turned around, and in a must-win situation for a couple of these guys for sure. So points, Truck Series right now, Christopher Bell. They're taking the top 8. Christopher Bell, Johnny Sauter, Matt Crafton, Ben Rhodes, Austin Cindric, Kaz Grala, Chase Briscoe, and John Hunter Nemechek are the top 8 right now for the Camping World Truck Series. The Xfinity Series, your top 12 right now in this order. Justin Allgaier, your leader. Then comes Cole Custer, Elliott Sadler, Daniel Hemrick, William Byron, Brennan Poole. Now, when I say the leaders, you've got Allgaier and Custer with 2,057 points. Elliott Sadler's only 2 points back. You have Daniel Hemrick only 3 points back, only 5 points back, so it's tight up top, is what I'm saying. Allgaier, Custer, Elliott Sadler, Daniel Hemrick, William Byron. Then comes Brennan Poole, Matt Tifft, Ryan Reed, Brendan Gaughan, Blake Cook, Michael Annett, and Jeremy Clemens in that order for the Xfinity Series. Now, here is the Monster Energy playoff grid. See if you can read this. Okay, Dover will be your last one. There's the guys that already punched the ticket for the next round, the round of 12. Martin Truex, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, and Brad Keselowski. So you have 12 drivers trying to slam into 8 holes on Sunday. The next round will be the round of 12. That first race will be next weekend at Charlotte, where we're giving away tickets to send you to Charlotte. Charlotte, Talladega, and Kansas are the next round of 12. Again, the 4 drivers already punching the ticket to the next round: Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, and Brad Keselowski. Those 4 guys are moving on to the next round already, no matter what happens on Sunday. So the rest of the chase, you have Charlotte, Talladega, Kansas, Martinsville, Texas, Phoenix, and Homestead. And as I said earlier, it'd be really cool, don't see it happening, for at some point down the line for NASCAR to come back and put Bristol in the hunt for the chase, or in this case the playoffs. Now they don't call it the chase, but for the playoffs, to get them ready for the championship, which would be cool, but I don't see it happening. Moving to Dover, who does it favor coming up this weekend? At Dover, Jimmy Johnson with 11 wins. He owns the track. Matt Kenseth, 3 wins. Ryan Newman, 3 wins. Guys that haven't won but finished well. Chase Elliott averages a 4th place finish. Kyle Larson, 8th place finish. And Matt Kenseth finishes right around the 12th to 13th mark. Pretty good. Who does not do well at Dover? That would be Ryan Blaney, Kurt Busch, Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Those guys don't do well. Blaney struggles. Austin Dillon struggles. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. doesn't do well there, nor does any of those guys, really, and they continue to back him up with these stats. Blaney, Kurt Busch, Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. out of the chase folks, those guys do not typically run well at Dover. So they'll be there Sunday afternoon. Of course, they'll be on track tomorrow, pole qualifying and practice and what have you. We'll have the complete rundown tomorrow. Our buddy Mike Hedrick's going to join us for a preview tomorrow of Dover International for the Monster Mile, for the NASCAR Monster Energy Series, also the Xfinity Series, and the Camping World Truck Series. As promised, we'll take a break, come right back. We'll be joined by head football coach Stacy Carter of the Science Hill Hilltoppers to wrap up our show. He joins us next year live, again, inside the studio, inside the showroom at Champion Chevrolet. Nobody sells more Chevys in this state, and as Andy said earlier on the show, over the last 10 years, nobody has sold more Chevrolets in Tennessee than Champion Chevrolet, from Mountain City to Memphis, and we're very proud to be inside the showroom every week to do the show. And this week we're here 4 times. We're here Monday for our 600th show, thanks to Tim Copenhaver said, get over here and do your 600th show here. And then today we're here twice, both this show and tonight, the Champion 5-Star Football Preview Show, and then tomorrow we'll be here as well. Quick break. As promised, we'll check in with Stacy Carter next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at FCA.org.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Chevy Truck Month, Take 2 at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. The savings and selection of over 600 new Chevys to choose from are at an all-time high. 17-1500 All-Star Crew, $11,000 off. 1715 All-Star Double Cab, $10,000 off. 18 Equinox LT, $5,000 off. 17 Traction Traverse, $5,000 off. Shop us online 24/7 and remember our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. Thanks for being with us again on this Thursday. Getting ready tonight for the Champion 5-Star Football Preview Show. Looking forward to that very much, to get cranked up and get ready to go for the 5-Star Preview Show tonight right here at Champion Chevrolet, inside the studio, inside the showroom at Champion Chevrolet. And we're going to be having a big time talking to Joe Avento about East Tennessee State, Chris McCall about Virginia Tech. Also going to be talking to Andy Dietrich tonight, a little bit later on again for the show. Also going to be talking to Kevin Arm about Tennessee, Georgia, Doug Fritz of high school football picks, and our co-host, our buddy Dave Angie, will be with us, of course, highlighting the Region 1 6A football preview games for tomorrow night as well. So we're going to step aside here. The Stacy Carter, we're going to reconnect with him tomorrow morning, get him ready to go. So had a little bit of a technical snag, which I apologize for. And so we will head out here, come back at 6 o'clock, get ready to go. We're live here at Champion Chevrolet, and so we thank you for giving us a listen and a watch, and we'll do that again. Come back tonight at 6 o'clock for the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show. Until then, we'll tell you from the Champion Chevrolet inside the studio, inside the showroom, we'll tell you, as always, win or lose, be a good sport. We'll see you at 6 o'clock for the Champion 5-Star Football Preview Show. So long, everybody.